So the story I'm about to tell you is a story that is real. It did happen, and I'm hoping you learn something out of it. So the title is Tough Love. It all started with hellos and highs in January. By December it was just hells and high. I knew it. I knew that this thing it was going to end in tears, my own tears, Charlie. So the name of my lover is Ifuna. But now, when I hear it's like, if I had known, yeah, but Charlie, then I didn't know. So we met in January. She was full of glory and beauty. I mean, this girl was beautiful, Ankasa. Charlie, then curves and contours. So the girl fine. She was funny. She was civil, and she was a girl of duty. She. No boy, no cry. So I would spend all day texting her, and I'm checking up on her, and the next minute I'm calling her, and another minute I just didn't want to stay away from her. So I needed her attention so bad that I even tattooed her name on my arm. Charlie, I was in for a long ride and I had sworn that to myself. And I also said that, Charlie, if I was just going to do some hit and run stuff there, Ankayambo media cry. So my sole intention was to stay with her till I die. We ride or we die. So I wanted to stay with this girl till I die. But first, she had to say yes to me. And this took weeks of persistence and months of meaningless visits. Charlie, every day now Uber ride. I'm going to visit her. Sometimes I had to walk because then where she stay, it was far from my end. So I would sometimes take Trotsky and get to a certain junction. Then I would use Uber so that I'd reduce the cost, Yeah. But Charlie, my patience paid off. It paid off well. With colorful dates and nights for two, a wonderful maid. How am I for do? Then me, I don't know, say I can't smell pepper. Hey. So the pepper started in June and I felt every bit of it. Ifuna was out all day but told me she would spend the night at my inn, and it was somewhat some consolation to me. So I would just rest in my bed, hoping she'd show up. So 7 p.m., no show. It's 8 p.m., it's 9 p.m. Still no show. Then the girl no come 9 p.m. Some broing girl 9 p.m. So I called, but MTN said she was busy. I waited a little while and called again, and this time MTN said her phone was off. 10 p.m., still no show. I started feeling pains in my chest. So I went to get some water, but as I drank the water, Charlie, not the name was you. In swim. He blues. This girl had asked me to send her money, so she buys some food stuff to cook at my end. I didn't even have money to buy food that night too. And so now, Jimmy for my Senny's car I gave you. I went to sleep with an empty stomach and 2 leaking eyes. Boy. Early morning the next day, I got a call from my so-called lab. She had been involved in an accident and was rushed to the hospital. Hey, Charlie. Quickly, I dressed up and I headed to the hospital, but she told me she had been discharged. I headed to her home to see how she was doing. So, when I got to her home, I was surprised. I was surprised to see her. Sick of for somebody who had been involved in an accident. I was hoping you'd be in bed or you'd be sitting, but Charlie, she was happily chit-chatting with her friends. She was chatting. When I got there too, because she was chatting with her friends, I was hoping that I would be introduced properly. She told them to meet me, her good friend. That was the proper introduction. Her good friend. Me way a tattoo name for my hand. Me, good friend. Okay. I am the good friend who she was healthy and she was without a scratch. I said she ensued, nothing had happened to her. So when her friends left, she told me she was rushed to the hospital for fear of internal bleeding, adding that she was fine. So I asked what she meant by me being a good friend. She told me she didn't want the jealous eyes of her friends on me. She hugged me and promised me her love, Charlie. Took me Jimmy rough. We had a beautiful moment and I went out relieved and happy again. Later that night, she came and prepared some food for me. We laughed and talked and joked all night. Love indeed is a beautiful thing. Yeah. We teased each other about our differences. I laughed at her phone's camera quality. It was bad. Charlie, She replied that at least it can last 2 days without charging. I told her it's a lie, so I reached for her phone to check the battery power specs, but I ended up checking the call log instead. And my call wasn't there. The name I saw was Mumu, and I knew immediately that it was someone she was hiding from me. I pretended I didn't see all that, and we had a nice time. And by morning, we were like the best couple ever. Then like nothing happened between us. I had some bills to pay that morning, so she opted to pay them on her way. I gave her the money, and she took some more to come cook again tonight. She winked, and I winked back. When she left, I knew I had to forgive whatever happened yesterday. It's hard, I know, yeah, Charlie. It's hard, but I had to let it go. She came back to me and, it was all that mattered. As a prodigal son. Everyone say about fee. It's Charlie. What about fee and so Obama in there. I was happy about it. So once again I was waiting for my beautiful lover, the woman of my dreams and fantasies. Again 7 p.m. 8 p.m. 9 abo. Then this girl no show up. No call. No text too. And when I called to see if there was another accident, the phone that can last 2 days, it was off. I cleared my mind and tried to think positive, but I couldn't help it. Earlier in the evening, the water connection to my house was cut. Now I didn't have water to drink, but by 10 p.m., not done issue. It was then I remembered that she has a small phone that she don't often use. I called the number and it went through. But it was ringing in my room and I just didn't get that part. When I found it, it was Mumu calling. I have sworn to love her, but this is tough. My people, it is either I'm the Mumu calling or this Mumu uses the same number as mine. If not, God forgive her.